Majestic, lethal, and awe-inspiring, these are the defining traits of nature's most intimidating mammal. Renowned for its wild and unpredictable temperament, it reigns among North America's most formidable creatures. Weighing over a ton, it possesses the remarkable ability to leap 7 feet horizontally and achieve speeds of up to 45 miles per hour, showcasing its incredible agility and strength. Standing tall against competitors, it's got a track record for taking on more humans than an average bear in North American national parks, striking fear into all who cross its path. A creature of unrivaled power, dominance, and unyielding wilderness. Meet the untamed titan of North America, the bison. Not more than 2 centuries ago, the American Fur Company, just dipping its toes into the industry, began shipping 25,000 robes crafted from a distinctive fur. Not just any fur, mind you, but the luxurious coat of the American bison, a creature that served as a lifeline for the Native American tribes for a good 20,000 years. Everything from their clothing to their food, shelter, and tools were sourced from the bison. While this reliance was harsh in its own right, there's an even darker twist to this tale. As settlers arrived in America, a pivotal part of their conflict with the native communities was this systematic eradication of the American bison, which was crucial to the native survival. The poachers along the U.S. Army played a significant role in this. They slaughtered them for industry, for sustenance, and even for fun. In the 1860s, one hunter earned the notorious moniker Buffalo Bill after boasting of killing over 4,200 bison at a staggering rate of about 8 animals per day, while being under contract to supply food for the workers constructing the Kansas Pacific Railroad. And as the trains began traversing the Great Plains, passengers would often stick their guns out the windows, firing indiscriminately at herds of bison, just for entertainment. By the end of the century, out of the 60 million wild bison that once roamed the plains, only about 541 remained, with some estimates suggesting that their numbers have plummeted to as low as just 100, divided amongst 6 herds. Fast forward to today, the American bison has made a remarkable comeback and is poised to avenge the humans who once drove it to the brink of extinction. But that's a story for later in this video. First, let's make a formal introduction. The American bison, scientifically bison, aka the American buffalo, or simply buffalo, is a species of bison native to North America. These magnificent creatures are part of the Bovine tribe and are one of only 2 surviving species of bison, the other being the European bison. The American bison itself is divided into 2 subspecies. The smaller one, with a more rounded hump, is called plains bison, and the larger of the 2, having a taller, square hump, is the wood bison. As the heaviest and longest land animal in North America, second only in height to the moose, the mighty American buffalo commands a bit of awe. Fully grown, this magnificent tank can weigh more than a ton, that's 2,200 pounds, stand taller than 6 feet at the shoulder, and stretch at more than 11.5 feet, not including the 1 to 3 foot long tail. Male bison, in particular, are significantly larger and heavier than females. The American bison cuts an imposing figure with its shaggy, dark brown winter coat transitioning to a lighter brown summer coat. Its distinctive hunched back, wide forehead, and short neck add to its imposing stature. The hind legs are notably smaller than the front legs, creating a steep incline from the humpback to the tail. Both male and female bison boast short, curved horns that can grow up to an impressive 2 feet long and 3 to 4 feet wide. These formidable black horns curve inward and upward. They are razor sharp, also serving as potent weapons for asserting dominance within the herd and fending off the apex predators of its domain. One such example is the grizzly bear. These creatures are often seen scavenging on bison carcasses and, at times, targeting vulnerable calves or elderly, injured, or sick adult buffalo. This grizzly bear at Yellowstone National Park set its sights on a sick member of a bison herd. Despite its weakened state, the sick bison manages to muster enough strength to fend off the deadly predator, briefly asserting its dominance. But the odds are not in the bison's favor. Ultimately, the cunning of the bear prevails, and the sick bison succumbs to the unforgiving forces of nature. However, when it comes to a healthy, fully grown adult bison, the tables turn. These enormous mammals, with their robust physique and sharp, pointed horns, can force the bear to retreat by utilizing their solid defenses to mount a counterattack. A few well-placed blows from the bison are often all it takes for the bear to realize that this particular prey is beyond reach. Wolves, on the other hand, present significant challenges to bison, particularly during late winter. This season sees elk migrating south, leaving bison struggling with heavy snow and scarce food. Wolves take advantage of this vulnerability, targeting weakened and injured cows and calves. These encounters, marked by hunting and skirmishes, can unfold over mere minutes or extend into grueling battles lasting over 9 hours. In these contests, endurance is key, and the victor is often the one who can hold their ground the longest. To optimize their hunting prowess, wolf packs specializing in bison often have a higher proportion of males. Their larger size compared to females enables them to more effectively bring down this giant prey. Another facet of the bison's prowess in combat is evident within its own community. It's in the rut, the mating season, when the largest bulls fiercely guard their harems. This period is of utmost importance in a bison's life, especially for the males, as a dominant bull may mate with over 50 females in a single season. However, as the herd size increases, so do tensions within the community. It all begins with individual bulls strategically positioning themselves to shield the females from view, ensuring that they are not tempted by other challenging males. Meanwhile, a rival bull may attempt to gain a female's attention through bellowing, prompting the guarding bull to respond in kind. This exchange often escalates, with rivals grunting, stomping their feet, lowering their heads, and warning contenders to steer clear of their harem. The contender is usually a young who is now challenging the status of an old bull. Yet this elder statesman of the herd is not ready to yield his position easily. There is still plenty of life and fight left in him. As they face off, these two titans charge at each other with breathtaking speed, reaching a blistering 40 to 45 miles per hour. Their massive bodies collide, and the sound of their impact echoes across the land. An impact so deadly that it could turn their brains into soup if not for the protection of their thick skulls and robust horns. This ultimate showdown takes place in August and September during the breeding season. After mating, the females undergo a lengthy gestation period of around 9 months. Once born, calves are nursed by their mothers for a minimum of 7 or 8 months. Male bison, in contrast, take no part in rearing the young and keep their distance from the female herds until the mating season resumes. Sexually mature young bulls may attempt to mate with cows as early as 2 to 3 years old, but they typically can't compete with more mature bulls until they hit 5. Meanwhile, these up-and-coming bison studs might dabble in some homosexual activities, which is a sort of practice-makes-perfect approach, gearing up for the day they can finally take on the older individuals and win the mates. Homosexual, some might call it. In the wild, bison have an average lifespan of about 15 years, while those in captivity can live up to 25 years. After the mating season concludes, bison tend to congregate in more wooded areas, engaging in fascinating behaviors. One such behavior is horning, where they vigorously rub their horns against trees, young saplings, and even utility poles. Interestingly, aromatic trees like cedars and pines are often preferred for this activity. Horning seems to serve a purpose beyond mere physical exertion. It appears to be associated with insect defense, particularly notable in the fall when insect populations peak. After rubbing against cedar and pine trees, these trees emit aromas that act as deterrents for insects. Additionally, the bison engage in wallowing, a behavior where they roll in soil depressions, covering themselves with dust or mud. This behavior serves multiple purposes, including grooming, social interaction, playful activities, and relief from skin irritation caused by biting insects, as well as thermoregulation. The American bison sustain themselves by the lush grasses of the North American prairies throughout the year. Their daily routine is a rhythmic cycle of grazing, resting, and cud chewing, punctuated by movements to new spots. When grass is scarce, they turn to other greenery like sagebrush for sustenance. However, water is an indispensable element in their lives, as they cannot survive for long without a readily available source. In the harsh winter months, they rely on consuming snow daily to meet their hydration needs. Bison and humans have showed a profound evolutionary journey over the last 10,000 years. But unfortunately, humans have often been the antagonists in this story. Following the mass extinction of the animal in the 18th century, several concerted conservation efforts to restore their population were made, which also led to significant recoveries. According to the IUCN, approximately 15,000 bison now roam wild and free, not primarily confined by fencing. Regardless of this 17% population increase, the species is still considered near threat by the IUCN Red List. Perhaps it's no wonder why bison have beef with humans. In various national parks, encountering a bison can be one of the most perilous experiences for visitors. Despite their seemingly sluggish movements, these massive animals possess surprising agility, capable of again leaping nearly 7 feet and outpacing humans with ease. Then again, most things do. Even the sound of gunfire fails to startle them. Between 1980 and 1999, bison charged and injured 79 people, surpassing bear attacks in frequency. These encounters resulted in a range of injuries, from goring puncture wounds and broken bones to bruises and abrasions. In a chilling incident in July 2023, a 47-year-old woman was savagely gored by a bison in Yellowstone National Park, sustaining serious injuries to her chest and abdomen. She had to be airlifted to the hospital for treatment. While bison may initially approach out of curiosity, close interactions, including attempts to touch the animals, can have disastrous consequences. This bison made quite an entrance, reportedly breaking into a house and sauntering into the living room and urinating there.
Hello. Hi, baby boy. Don't get back here. Don't get back here. Do not get back here.
Baby boy? Huh? Just wait until this baby boy unleashes his inner beast and catches you off guard with a slam to the face.
Run.
Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.
Thanks to our channel members for their constant support, and don't forget to join for some exclusive perks.